Hi, I'm Maddie and I'm here with news today with We Are Donors Bristol, and I'm here with
Amy
and
Sophie.
And would you be able to tell us a little bit about your roles in the society?
So I'm the president of the We Are Donors, and I have been for the last 2 years. It's my second year, and I sort of run the sort of school liaison and also run the student donation sessions, sort of getting students to come and donate blood with us.
I'm the vice president of the We Are Donors Bristol. I'm also the treasurer, and I just help Amy out. We do the SU stalls and stuff at the Freshers' Fair. Encourage people to come to the student donation sessions and just get people to know more about giving blood and stuff like that.
If you could tell us a little bit about what the society does and then any objectives or missions that you have.
We talk to schools in Bristol, and basically we're aiming sort of aged 10 to 18 to educate them on organ donation and sort of tell them before they get to the age where they can give their organs without their parents' permission and things, to allow them to sort of know about it and know it's not a scary thing, and give them a chance to ask us questions about what the process is.
Yeah, so I help out with the student blood donations. So we try to do group donation sessions at Southmead Hospital once a month, where Bristol Uni students can all come together and donate together, because it's quite a scary thing for some people.
So why did you decide to join or help out with the society?
So I originally started last year because my sister actually receives a treatment that is made through blood donation. So it's made using plasma. So she gets that treatment every 6 weeks sometimes, but she's having it sort of on and off since she was about 13 to help with her epilepsy. So I sort of started donating blood through that, and then wanted to spread the word sort of among students to let them know that it's a really good thing to do. And most people want to do it, but they just have never really got around to doing it. So it's quite a good thing to get them to do.
I lived with Amy in first year, so I had no reason not to give blood, so I thought I may as well do it, and it's so fun. It's really, really good.
So just before we start talking about the process and kind of more on that side, do you think there are any stigmas or misconceptions around blood donation?
I think a lot of people, there are some stigmas. Lots of people sort of will be like, oh, I've got a tattoo, I can therefore never give blood, or I've got a piercing, or I've been away travelling, and I think they often think that just makes them not be able to give blood ever again. And sort of it's telling them that sort of it's only every 4 months you can then give blood if you've had a tattoo, and same with piercings, and then depending on where you've been, it's sort of different amounts of time. So I guess sort of telling people that they can, and spreading the word and showing that it's not as scary as a thing, and that also you save 3 lives is one of our sort of main things.
I was just going to say that often some people go to give blood and then they get turned away just because they've been abroad to a country that has some kind of disease that they can't. And some people think, well, I went to this country 3 years ago, therefore I can't give blood anymore, which is so not the case. It's literally it's normally 28 days after you've left the country that you can come give blood. So yeah, that's one of the things that often comes up.
Okay, that's great.
Safi's quite a good sort of case study to this, because I know she was quite nervous the first time, and then now is a regular donor. So she's one of those.
Would you be able to walk us through the process about what actually happens? So, I haven't given blood before. How would I go about that? Where do I sign up? Just a little bit about that.
If you were to do sort of a blood donation through us, then we sort of have a few slots every month, and you'll send me you'll register to give blood and sort of go through the process of that, and then you'll send me your donor ID, date of birth, and whether or not you've given blood before, and then I'll book you into the slot and send you an email with all the details of how to get there, what's going to happen on the day, and then once you get there, so I have to talk about the process once you get there.
So once you get there, you're greeted by some really lovely nurses and free squash, free crisps, free chocolate, and you just have to fill in a form, just kind of your previous medical history and stuff, and then you give them back the form. You go in for a consultation. They just literally take a little prick of blood from your finger just to test your iron levels, just make sure that you're the right weight and you're healthy enough to give blood. If you've been to any countries recently, they'll just check when you got back, or like if you were ill in those countries or anything like that. And then you're all good to go. You go and sit down on the chair. They're all really friendly. They just clean your arm. They put the needle in. The last time I did it, I think it took under 5 minutes. It was super quick. They give you some exercises to do to get your blood pumping when you're there. And then you can just stay there for as long as you want in the chair, just like drinking the squash and like getting your blood sugar levels back.
So you both said that you're regular donors now. How often can you do that?
So it's different for male assigned at birth and female assigned at birth.
Right.
So if you're male assigned at birth, it's every 12 weeks, and then for female is every 16 weeks. So it's basically sort of every 3 or 4 months, depending.
There have been some recent law changes that have meant blood donation is now more inclusive than ever. So, for example, the eligibility criteria based on sexual orientation has now been eliminated. So I was just wondering if you could talk to us about why that's important and what that's done and what the change has actually meant.
They started by changing the questionnaire when you arrived. So they used to have sort of a different questionnaire depending on your gender/sexual orientation. So they used to sort of ask specific questions if you were maybe gay or lesbian, or specific questions like based on that. So now they actually have like a fully inclusive questionnaire that's given to everyone. It's given the exact same questionnaire, so it's not really based on any of those things. So it's quite good. So they ask everyone the same question, like, have you ever had like whatever kind of they ask you more questions about sort of your sexual history, and everyone's asked the same. So it's quite good in that way that no one's sort of feeling that they're being targeted for their sexual orientation in a specific way.
It would be great if you could talk to us a little bit more about the organ donation side of the society and what you do with that.
So recently there's been, I think it was April or May 2020, they changed the law to make it an opt-out. So basically once everyone turns 18, you're automatically sort of entered into donating your organs. And one really important part of that is although you're opted into it, your parents can actually override that, or your families can actually override that if they wanted to. So if they didn't know what you wanted to do, even if it said that you were opted in, they could be like, I don't think that Amy wants to give her organs. So it's really important that you have that conversation with your family to sort of let them know that that is something you want to do, or something you don't want to do, depending on either way, because it's very up to you what you want to.
Also, you can choose which, or like if you're like I would give a lot of people don't want to donate their eyes. So like a lot of people only opt out to like not donating their eyes, but like you can't. There's like so many different organs, I guess.
Yeah, so you can pick and choose which organs you want to do. If you have some sort of like a weird thing about some kind of organ and you don't want that to go, then that's completely fine as well. Or not wanting to give any of your organs, also completely fine. But there are they do take every sort of religion sort of into like accountability. Like if you wanted to have like an open casket at your funeral, then they would definitely sort that out for you and make sure that the body was fully in the way that would be appropriate. And so they're really understanding if you want to give your organs, and it's an amazing thing to do. So they're wanting to help you do it in the best way.
So how would you go about? You said about you can kind of choose and decide yourself what organ you want to donate. How do you go about doing that?
It's on the NHS organ site, and you can log in, and I think you'll already be sort of registered to fill it. If you enter your name, date of birth, address, that's something they'll find you, and then you can literally just tick box, enter, and then it's done. And you can do that at any point. There's no time or not time that you want to do that. Any time you're just feeling like you want to, or having a particular day out thinking about your organ donation, and you can just do that. But can save for all of your organs. You can save sort of up to 6, 7, 8 lives with different parts of your body. So it's an amazing thing to do.
And you did have quite a fantastic statistic for me.
Yeah, so if you donate your blood, then you can save up to 3 adult lives or 6 babies.
There you go. Do you have any events coming up where we can get involved and sign up?
On the 23rd of November in the Arts and Social Science Library, we've got a What's Your Blood Type event, where we've got some people from NHS Blood and Donor are coming, and they'll, in exchange for signing up to be a blood donor, they will test your blood and tell you then and there what your blood type is. And it's everyone's always quite interested in finding out, so it's quite a cool thing to know, and it's always really popular. So we'll be there from 12 till 4, I think. So come along anytime.
That's great. Well, thank you very much.